What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our best beginner's guide for the global launch of Dunk City Dynasty. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. My friends, if you are still playing NBA Infinite, take that game and put it in the trash where it belongs, because this right here is a million times better than NBA Infinite. This is so much fun. You get the arcade style of street ball along with all of the real licensed NBA players that have some crazy awesome animations and special skill effects. So I guess if you're looking for something that's more realistic, you may find this a little bit over the top, but man, this is street ball at its finest with all of the cool abilities and fun arcade style. So let's jump into some tips and things that I want to go over. The first thing is, this is really important in our settings. We're going to go over to where it says game. Now there's a bunch of different settings that you can kind of change, but there's like one or like maybe two that I feel are really important that you need to change immediately. Icon pass is the important one. So right here where it says icon pass, what this does is it enables you to pass directly to a specific player on your team. When you first download the game, this is actually set to off. So when you go ahead and you're passing the ball, it's just gonna kind of pass it to, I don't know if it's the closest player or whoever it is, but turn on icon pass, and in that bottom area in your screen, you're gonna have two options, a 1 and a 2, and it's gonna show up like you can see right now. And then you can specifically choose who you want to pass it to. This is so important and it helps out a ton, especially when one player is wide open. You don't wanna accidentally pass it to someone else. Auto defense, again, this I feel is a little bit personal preference. You can have this on or off. If you have it on, all you gotta do is hit the defense button or hold it, and the computer will automatically follow the opponent that you're kind of guarding around, so you don't actually have to manually move your character. However, if you do turn auto defense off, basically what's gonna happen is when you hit the defense button and hold it, your player will enter a defensive stance, but they're not going to follow the player. So you're going to have to manually still follow them, which I think, you know, in an instance, it can be better. Because the auto defense is sometimes it's not the greatest, right? Like sometimes you personally have better control. So again, I feel like this one, auto defense, personal preference. I think though, turning it off, and once you kind of are able to play defense yourself manually, I feel like that's a bit better. Control layout, I highly recommend you go ahead and customize your controls. For me, I'm playing on my tablet, so I had to go ahead and I made like the buttons a little bit smaller, and I put them more in the right bottom corner, as you can kind of see right now on the screen, because when it first you log in, the buttons are really big and they're kind of like off to more the middle. So I guess it might be better if you're playing on your phone, but depending on your device's needs, you know, all you gotta do is you can change the size of it by just clicking on it, and then you can also just move it around. Another one that I really like is the pump fake upon catch. This by default is off. I like to turn this on. So when it's on, you can do a pump fake when performing a catch and shoot skill, which I think maybe necessarily might not matter early on if you're on like a lower rank, or you're playing against, you know, other players who aren't the greatest. But once you start playing against players who are a little bit more skilled and you get into those higher ranks, having that pump fake on definitely helps, because people are going to be trying to block your shot and stuff. It gives you that ability to pump fake, get them in the air to try and block your shot, and then do what you want to do, you know. Joystick orientation. This one, if you click the little icon, it gives you like a breakdown of the difference. It's kind of only important depending on the player you're using, because certain players have abilities where you need to do like an ankle breaker or something and pulling back your joystick going down. If you have it to absolute, basically anytime you go ahead, no matter where your player is facing on the court, you'll always just be able to push it down, whereas relative to the rim is kind of like how your character is facing the rim. So if they're facing the rim, let's say head on but to the right, pushing down like let's say their back is to the right side, what it means is if you push down on the joystick, it's going to not trigger, because typically what it's saying is that their back is to the right. So in that instance, you'd actually have to use the joystick and push it to the right because their back is facing the right in order to trigger that. So that could be like a little bit confusing. I think Absolute is a bit better for kind of just the arcade style feel. Relative to the Rim is kind of, I guess, more a realistic approach to it. The other thing that I want to mention is that if you're trying to trophy grind, click this little icon, the exclamation mark that's upside down next to where it says start, and it will tell you what the scarce positions are right now. And it's going to give you more trophies if you play those positions. So you can see that a lot of people are playing small forwards and shooting guards. So if you're trophy grinding, just come in here, check out which positions will give you some bonus trophies. Really important to try and level up. A lot of content in this game is locked behind your account level, which your account level goes hand in hand with your overall trophy count. So as you go ahead and get your trophies up, you'll unlock additional things like the club, which is your guild, sneakers, potential, you know, just a whole bunch of other different features that you want to have unlocked fast as possible. The next thing is you really want to focus on maxing out one player, especially if you're free to play. You're not going to have enough materials to kind of go around and try and upgrade everyone. Just focus on one first. And specifically what I would say is try to focus on one for each position, really. So like one power forward, one shooting guard, or even just a guard in general. So either a point guard or a shooting guard, and then having a big. So like a guard and then a big, I think is really good. Just having those two maxed out first. You know, it could be whoever you want to pick. For me, I'm going with Zion Williamson first. I'm pretty much trying to max him out. He is an absolute beast and he is super easy to play. That's another thing that you have to take into mind is there are some players that are a lot easier to play than others, and Zion is definitely one of, I would say, the easiest, and he is just a monster on the board. Like, he's really good at grabbing rebounds. He's really good at just dunking the ball, and his special ability is the unstoppable dunk, which is like, hey, it's almost like a free 2 points, right? Every time. And it doesn't require a lot of power or energy or whatever you want to call it. Morale is what the game calls it. It only costs, you know, 1,000 morale, or some of these other players, their morale cost for their special abilities is like 1,200, 1,500, you know, it costs a lot more, but you can go ahead and you can just activate this at least, you know, like 4 or 5 times in one game, depending on how long the game is going. You have your gym, which is just going ahead and feeding them these like little energy drinks, and it just increases their stats. Level 50 is the maximum. It's really easy to get them to level 50. I literally just started playing yesterday for global launch. I already got them to level 50, right? Enhance is when you go ahead and you get duplicate copies of a character, a player, and then you can go ahead and enhance them, and it basically just gives them like these special abilities or special, you know, effects and stuff like that, depending on the player. So this one, you know, you get some really, really big enhancements to that. So because of that, I would personally recommend kind of trying to max out players that you're gonna get a lot of copies of. Specifically, like, look for ones that we are getting free copies of. So like for our rookie plan, there's a lot of events going on for global launch. Like for rookie plan right now, everyone gets a free Paul George for just logging in for 2 days. And if you go to the supply crate, for your first time, you get to go ahead and you get to choose like an elite player that you want to have as like wish listed. So for that wish listed player, I kind of recommend to choose someone that you're already going to get for free. So that way you'll have like 2 copies of them right off the bat, and you'll be able to enhance them already and get that really good special ability that they have from the enhancement. So like I got Zion for my wish list, and then we actually get a Zion for free. Where is it? Newbie, it's right here, this one. Log in for 3 days and we get a Zion. So I'll have a second copy since I already pulled one from my wish list. So then I'll be able to go ahead and have an enhanced Zion. So look for that. So someone like that, The rookie gift, this is like, you know, $3. Again, I would choose someone that I'm kind of maxing out. So if I was to do the $3, I would choose Zion again, and then I'd have like a 2 enhanced Zion. We've got our rookie bonus, which just is logging in. Again, we'll get another player. You'll get Luka on day 5. So there's a lot of like free things going on here. I do have my invite code right here. You can see build your team and claim rewards. All you gotta do is click my link down below in the description box in the pinned comment. Invite you, you'll get a bunch of free rewards, and I'll also get some free rewards as well. Thing is, what should you do with your diamonds? So in this game, you've got 2 different currencies. You got your gold coins, and then you have your diamonds. Diamonds are, you know, you can pay to get diamonds, but also you don't have to pay to get the diamonds. Like, you can just get the diamonds for free by just completing achievements and, you know, doing a bunch of different things. But what you should be using your diamonds on is in the special offer. So you're gonna come into here in the store, and we're gonna scroll down, and there's really just 2 that I recommend. And that is gonna be this one right here, the Superstar Voucher Special Offer. So for $1,200, you're gonna get a 10 pull for a superstar player. These ones you don't get typically very often. The game gives you a lot of those elite ones. If we go over to the summoning system, the gacha system, the elite players, you get these pretty easy, right? The star vouchers, you know, I've been getting a bunch of those for free. It's these ones right here. The current superstars, this one, or even the legend. These ones, you need the superstar voucher. Those ones, you know, they don't come very often for free. I don't even know if they come for free at all. You might only be able to buy them in the shop, but once a week, save up your diamonds, buy this. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it right now. We're also gonna do a 10 pull before we end the video. The other one is gonna be this Superstar Talent Card Special Offer. This is the other one. If you have the extra 800 diamonds, I go ahead, I recommend you get that one as well. If we head on over to the items, these are some other areas that we can go ahead and spend our gold coins on. I do suggest, if you are needing it, to go ahead, and if you take a look at the bottom, there are some players that you can go ahead and just straight up get their enhancement cards for, like, it's an odd number. I don't know why they chose that one. 6,660, yeah. So you can just come in here and, like, you could get 3 Dennis Schroeders a week, and, you know, you can just instantly have him enhanced, like maxed out enhanced. You know, same thing with Seth Curry and all these other ones. They do have them also in the other ones for like SGA and Curry and stuff. They got some talent cards down here. These are 200 diamonds a piece, but if you want to be free to play and you just want to max out someone as fast as possible, like, you can just come in here and spend your gold coins and get tons of their enhancement cards and just enhance them that way. 10 pull right now, live on camera. Wish me luck. Hopefully we can get someone amazing. Come on, let's go. Somebody good, somebody good, somebody good, somebody that I actually want to use. We got Nurkic. You know, I'm not a huge fan of him. And we got Jonathan Isaac. Okay, not the, you know, nothing crazy. I was hoping for like, you know, Giannis or Joker or Curry or, you know, one of these crazy ones, but that's all right, not too bad. But that is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.